Hi and welcome to Tiffany's Tiny Things. In today's video we are going to do another Blythe doll customization. And this piece is actually a commission, and together with the client we came up with this idea for this Blythe. She's going to be kind of a Victorian Gothic inspired, maybe a little bit of Wednesday Addams in there also, but she is going to have kind of this dark aura around her. So let's get started with making the outfit. So as you see, I have pre-cut the pieces for the bodice piece of the dress. In the left corner you see the dress part, the skirt part. So we'll start with attaching the shoulders to each other, the back and the front with the good side in. Should look like something like this. Then I'll gather the arms a little bit. After that I'll just attach them by hand also to the bodice piece. I do mostly of the dress by hand because it's such a delicate fabric, so I feel like that's the easiest thing to do. So here you have both the arms attached, and now we are going to stitch together the arms and the side pieces. So time to gather the skirt. I don't actually remember why I put the clips on there, but they probably were important at the time. And as you see, I attached the bodice to the skirt piece and leave an opening in the back. And after all of that sewing, I decided to glue this ribbon on here. Sometimes you just have to glue stuff, I guess. So, and not at all afterthought, I realized I wanted to add some lace ribbon thingy to the ends of the sleeves. So I just sew them on there with a paintbrush stuck in the arm. Makes it a lot easier. I put a little bit of fray check on there so they won't fray. And after that, the dress is basically done. We just need to close it up in the back, but not above her hips because she needs to be able to get it on. And I just put some buttons in her back, and then that's that. And I felt she was a little bit naked under the dress, so I made these tiny little tights for her with a little elastic in the waist. And yeah, the dress is the outfit is done. And also, as requested, I made her this little hood veil stuff. It's not really a hoodie, it's not really a veil, it's a hood veil, and it's made out of lace. And it's really simple, so just look at it and make it like this. There you go. Simple. So it's finally time to disassemble her little head. You need a little screwdriver. Just loosen the screws and pop the back of her head off. Take out the springy thingy, and there you have the eyes. Aww. Loosen that screw that holds the head cap, hair stuff. And I just remove the string. We don't need that spring anymore. Just not to lose the screws, I put them on a piece of tape, so I know which one goes where, in which order, probably. And I just bend out the eyes and pop them out of the eye sockets. No, the eyelids. That's it, lids. And then I'll start with sanding all the pieces. The back of her head and the eyelids and the face with this very fine grit sandpaper. Then I'll just mark out with a mechanical pencil like the middle of the nose and where I'm going to carve. Just the general shape of what I want the lips and nose to look like. I'll start with the Dremel, just rougher shapes. And then gradually I go down to finer equipment like hand file and an Exacto knife and carving tools and things like that. And when I'm happy with the finished shape, I'll sand the whole face with finer and finer grit sanding paper until there are absolutely no scratches visible. So time for some modification. I cut out about 1 millimeter here on the eyelids, and that's just for the eyelids to open just a little bit wider or more open when she opens the eyes. The eyes? Her eyes. You know what I mean. Now let's start with the makeup or face up. Well, as usual, I start with a couple of layers of Mr. Super Clear UV Flat before I start with the pan pastels and let it dry, of course. And then, as you see, I go in with kind of cool colors on this one. We still want her to look kind of pale, so that's why I have these blue shades around the eyes and also the lips. And then I just go back and forth and layer on in between with Mr. Super Clear. And now I'll start sketching out the eyebrows very lightly with some watercolor pencil. And I find that this light gray is great for just the sketching because you can barely see it. But it's a great guideline for the darker colors. And I like me some juicy lips, so I just glossed them one time with some Liquitex gloss. And then she has some lovely glossy lips. And for the back piece art, I thought a black raven on a rose would be a fitting image for this theme. So I'll just start with sketching out the lines with some watercolor pencils, and then I'll fill it with some acrylic paints. And of course seal it in with Mr. Super Clear. Don't forget that. And also I need to color match the back of her head with the face, with some light pinks and blues, just for that real skin feel. So for the eyelids, I thought I make a little lace pattern, then also some eyeshadow that matches the skin around the eyes later. And I just do it first with the watercolor pencil and then fill it in with the acrylics. And then off camera, of course, I don't know why I didn't film it, but I put in some new luscious eyelashes and I made 4 sets of new eyes for her. And now we'll trim the T-bar so that she has a slightly more upward gaze. And you just need to trim 1 or 2 millimeters. I do like this, I cut a little, I try it out and cut a little bit more. So here you see the different eyes as requested from the client. I think they look really good. And now it's time to customize the pull strings. And if you're familiar with custom lights, you know that now she's going to get 2 separate strings, one to open the eyes and one to close the eyes and change the eye chips. So I just put on some different fitting pearls and gems on the strings that I think fit the theme here. So I'll just put in 1 string through the original hole and 1 through the bigger hole in the... I know it looks like I put it in the wrong hole here, but that's just an illusion. And I figure it out later. So just pretend I put it in the square piece hole, not the screw hole. Yeah, just burn the bits so they won't wind up, and then realize you put it in the wrong hole and do it all over again. Then she is done. And of course we have to try the eye mechanism so everything looks okay. And I mean, I love her. She looks so gorgeous. But before she's finally done, she needs a little bit of a trim of her bangs so we can see those eyebrows. And with that, she is done, and let's get her dressed for the beauty shots. I just want to say thank you so much for watching until the end of this video, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like, subscribe and push the bell button so you won't miss my next videos. And also I would like to thank all my Patreons. You are the best. If you want to become a Patreon of mine, you can look at the link down below in the description area, where you also find my Etsy shop, my Instagram, and all those things. So see you next time. Bye.